Hey guys, it's your girl Blessing, and you're welcome to Life with Blessing. On this channel today, we are going to be talking about a very important thing, and it is that things I wish I knew before coming to Estonia. Let's jump right into the video. I have listed just four major points here in my list, and I'll just be talking about them at random. And yeah, so the first thing is talking about cheap and affordable secondhand or thrift stores where you could buy other items. So coming to Estonia and you're thinking, oh, how am I going to get these? Things might be expensive. I need to hold a lot of money. Yes, it's good to have a lot of money or enough money that can carry you through for the first months, like first 3 months or so, before you can have a job. Hopefully, you get a job when you get here, because your residence permit takes 3 months to be handed over to you once you get to Estonia. So imagine you get to Estonia late August and you have your residence permit appointment in September, and it's going to take 2 months to be processed, and you're going to receive your response after 2 months that your residence permit is ready, but you can pick it up only on a certain date, which is making 3 months, because it's like 3 months entirely. And you cannot get a job in Estonia without your residence permit unless you are lucky somehow, maybe. But almost all, I think all companies here employ you only once you have your residence permit, because that is what shows that you have the right to work in Estonia. So if you come to Estonia as a student and you don't have a residence permit yet, at least you should have money that can take you through the first 3 months before you start your job search, and maybe even extend, because you might not still be able to get a job once you get your residence permit. It's not as if the job is waiting for you. You have to get your permit, you start applying, and it might take some time. You might be lucky to have your job in your first go, but sometimes you might not be able to get a job as early as you think. So, one thing I like about Estonia, or one thing I was not told about traveling abroad, is that you can get cheap and affordable items here. There are secondhand or thrift shops where you can actually get kitchen items, clothing, and all that, all stuff you can actually need for your household as a student, or even as someone who is just starting life. You have secondhand shops where you could buy things as low as €1, €2, depending on what you want and depending on the period. Like in August, they usually have like sales. Then you have the Black Friday sales. You have, there are a lot of sales periods where they always reduce the prices. But on a normal day, you can still get items for as low as €1 or even some cents, and as high as €5, €10, €16, depending. When I came here, I got my winter jacket here, and I don't think I spent up to €10, and I got about 3 or 4 jackets. I think one winter jacket and the others were autumn jackets, but they were still considerably thick. And my winter boots were like €60, because I could not find something of my taste within the low budget range, so I had to go a little above, and I could find something still in the secondhand shop. Here we have Humana, which is like the go-to for everybody who just comes here. Like, you can get shoes, boots, clothing from Humana. And we also have another, I'm going to write the name, but I'm not sure I can pronounce it well, Uska Sotukeskus. And yeah, you can also have clothing, shoes, kitchen items in these shops, and you can always get them. Like if you have like €50, I think you can actually buy a lot of stuff that you need. So that brings us to the next thing about your travel luggage. You don't need to carry a lot of clothes when you're leaving your home country to come and study in Estonia or to come and live in Estonia. You just need, I think, for example, coming from Cameroon or Nigeria, we have the luxury of carrying two 23-kilogram bags and the one 10 kg bag. So in your one 10 kg bag, you can actually put like a few of your clothes, like maybe some t-shirts, undies, maybe one or two jean trousers and those. And then in one of your 20 kg bag, you can have like a few of your skincare products, bathing soaps, like to your preference, because when you come here you might not easily find something that works for your body immediately. You have to try some other items before you can finally get something that will work for your body. But coming with your products, like if you have hair as a lady, you can come with your hair products. That is very important because the weather climate here does not joke with our hair. Us Africans, we suffer a lot with our hair. So you come with your hair products, and then you come with your skincare products, rubbing oils, lotions, and stuffs like that. That can last you for a while. But for me, when I came, my body lotion was not working on my body. I was always white, so I had to switch immediately. So luckily, I had this friend of mine who gave me the lotion he was using, and that works for me. And it's quite affordable, and I can always change it once it gets finished. But it's advisable to come with your lotion, and if that does not work out, you can always get affordable ones in the shops here and try on your body and see which works for you. But hopefully what you come with works on your body for quite some time. But during the winter, you would obviously have to switch because the winter does not joke with anybody here. And also for clothing, you don't need to carry a lot of clothes because, like I said, there are secondhand shops here. You just need to go to secondhand shops and buy. You can buy what would work for you because coming in August, that's already autumn. You would need thicker clothes. So you need to go there, buy cardigans, buy jean trousers, buy shoes, buy things like that. So you don't need to carry all that. So if you have all your clothes and your shoes in Africa or wherever you're coming from, you can just give them to your siblings or anybody who is in need. Don't carry all those things and come here. And another thing I'll say, you should come with food because for us Africans, we rarely find our food stuff here, and the African store does not joke. Like you can actually find things at the African store, but you will just come in and you don't have a job yet, you have to cut down on your expenses. And I can tell you for sure that mine from the African store, you can get stuff. It's affordable if you have started working, but you who have not started working, and in your mind, there is this tendency of calculating. If you have to buy something for €4 here, as a Nigerian, you start calculating, oh, that's 4,000 naira. Or as a Cameroonian, you start calculating, converting, and that is not going to help you. You will not be able to buy anything. But if you come with some food stuff that can last you for a while, once you get a job, you can always go to the African store and buy because you always find something you need, whether you're in Tartu or in Tallinn, you can always find something you need. Even if you don't have it at that moment, you can always ask, and when it's available, you'll be notified because they have like a Facebook page and other social media handles where you could get to them and contact them for any product you need that can be sold at the African store. So um, our next point here is about job search. So, like I said, coming to Estonia, you can get your residence permit only after 3 months. So, you cannot get a job immediately you get here. So job search is not as easy as it may seem. It's not like when we leave Cameroon or Nigeria or Ghana or wherever we are coming from, we'll get to Estonia and the jobs are just waiting for us. You need to search. You need to search for a lot of jobs, hand in a lot of applications. Some will ghost you, some will give you an automated rejection, some would not even, some would allow you to go through the first phase of the interview and they ghost you, or they will just send you automated rejection after that. It's not easy. You have to also know how to tailor your CV towards the job you're applying to. You have to know how to construct your CV that would make them see what your experience is, your education, what you can do. So that's a very important point. And another thing I'd like to say is there are no typical student jobs in Estonia like in other countries where they say students have maybe 20 hours per week to work, and there are student jobs where they can actually work. Here in Estonia, there is no typical student job, and students don't have a limitation to how long they can work. You can work for as long as you want, provided it does not interfere with your education. Provided you are able to attend all your classes, you're able to write your exams, you're able to make good grades and all that, you can work as long as you like, and there is no limitation. But there are not typical student jobs. So you would see a student maybe having a 9 to 5. It's possible. You see a student having to work odd jobs is possible. So the main odd job here or menial job that students, or not only students but that people use, is restaurant work, dishwashing as it is called. So you just have to ask in the restaurant. Those ones you don't necessarily need to put in applications. You can just actually walk to the restaurant and ask if they have an opening for you as a job as a dishwasher. And working here menial jobs is not easy. I think you can work 8 hours in some restaurants, 10 hours, but where I work is 12 hours. So you need to bear in mind, coming to Estonia, there's a possibility of you working long periods of time, long hours, long durations, like 12 hours. It's not easy, but you just have to do it because at the end of the month, you have bills, you have to feed, you have to pay rent, you have to top up your bus card and all that. That brings me to my next point, which is transportation. So, unlike other countries, transportation in Estonia is very, very, very cheap and affordable, I would say. So, we have city buses. I'll just use Tartu for example because I don't know how the other cities operate, but I know in Tallinn, the city bus in Tallinn is free, but you still need a bus card. I don't know how it works, but in Tartu, where I am, you have a bus card, you top up your bus card either monthly or per 3 months or per 6 months, depending on how capable you are. You top up your bus card, and each time you enter the bus, you swipe. And the good thing is, as a student, you have a student discount for your bus card or your transportation. If you are below 25 years old, they consider you as a youth, so you have the youth discount. So if you have the youth discount plus the student discount on your bus transportation, then it should be affordable for you. As a student, I pay about 13 euros per month on my bus card. But if I had not the student discount, I will have to pay about 22 to 27 euros. I can't remember exactly how much it is, but something within that range, 22 to 27 euros. But now, as a student, I pay just 13 euros. And when I top up for 3 months, 13 times 3, that should be about 39 euros. But I don't spend 39 euros. I don't even spend up to 30 euros if I top up for 3 months because when you do 3 months, you still have another discount again on it. I think I spend about 27 euros when I top up my card for 3 months, but for 1 month is 13 euros. So 3 months is cheaper. But there are some months where I could be really broke and I don't have the 27 euros, so I just go with the 13 euros. It's more expensive compared to the 3 months, but it's still cheap and affordable. And also, transportation from Tartu to Tallinn, you could have it within the range of 10 euros to 15 euros, either by bus or by train, which is affordable. And the buses are very comfortable. The train is more comfortable for me. And the bus also stops at the airport. So coming to Estonia and maybe you have to leave from Tallinn to any other of the cities, for example, Tartu, I'll use that as an example because that's where I am. If your school is in Tartu or in any of the other cities, if your plane lands at the airport and you have to move to the other city, you don't need to spend a day or a night in Tallinn. So getting to the airport, there is the Wi-Fi connection. You can quickly ask around about transportation to your city. There are people there who will direct you, or you can walk outside. Before you go outside completely, there's like a screen where you can actually pay for your bus to your destination by card, or I don't know if they take cash, but you can also do it online on your phone. So if you're using the bus, you can just, maybe if you ask someone at the airport, you can be lucky enough to find someone who would help you. Maybe since you already have like cash, they can book it for you and you give them the cash in exchange. It depends on how whoever you meet and how your day goes. But the advantage is that from the airport, you don't need to go anywhere. You can just stay at the airport. Once the bus comes, you enter the bus and you're off to your city without having to move around Tallinn lost, especially if you're coming to Estonia for the first time. And the last point, I said I was going to talk four, but I just added transportation. So the last point, which I actually had here, was loneliness and depression. Nobody talks about the loneliness and depression that comes with moving abroad, because you're here, you have your family is back at home, you come into a totally new environment alone, except maybe you're coming with a sibling or a partner that you might have some company, or if you're going to a country where you already have a few family members, you might have some company, but everybody is always very busy, so they will not really have time for you who is a newcomer. You can actually call them to ask for some information and they will help you out. But this thing of, like in Africa, you can just walk to go and visit your brother or your uncle without even calling them. No, 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 no. We don't do that here. You have to call, make sure they are at home, and make sure they are willing to receive you before you make that move. And worst of all, Estonia, there are not a lot of Africans in Estonia. Worst of all, Tartu, where everyone is a student, and there are not even a lot of African students in Tartu. Most Africans are in Tallinn. Once they complete school in Tartu, they move to Tallinn because that's where you can actually have better jobs and many more jobs you can apply to. But in Tartu, there are fewer jobs and there are mostly only students here, and there are not even many. Africans in Estonia are not even many. So if you're coming here, be prepared to be alone. Be prepared for the depression, especially during winter when everywhere is gray, no beautiful colors. You just look out your window and you're like white, gray, black. Everyone is putting on black. Everyone is just to themselves. Estonians don't talk to people a lot. I mean, if you meet an Estonian and you have to ask or say something, some would gladly help you out or talk to you. But aside that, everyone keeps to themselves. They are, should I say, introverts. They just keep to themselves. They don't talk much. They don't like noise. It's a very quiet and calm country, and the environment is actually the same. But be prepared to be alone. You don't visit, you don't have fun, you don't play loud music like we can sit in our rooms in Cameroon or Nigeria and you can play your music and dance. Everyone here wear headphones or earplugs and all that. Even if you're at home, especially living in the dormitory, you can't play music or be loud because you have flatmates, you have people in the hostel where your noise might go out and it's a problem and all that. So thank you, and this is the end of it. This is the end of what I have for you guys today. If you're already in Estonia, you can leave in the comment section other things you wish you knew before coming to Estonia or before moving abroad. And if you're wishing to come to Estonia and you have any more questions for me, you can always leave them in the comment section and I would answer. Or if it requires me making a video, I would make a video in that regard. Thank you guys for watching and thank you for staying to the end. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for sticking by and thank you for watching. Thank you for your contributions in the comment section and have a blessed month of December. Christmas is approaching and I know everywhere is busy, decorations all around, and people are anticipating a lot. And I wish you a Merry Christmas in advance and a happy festive season. Bye.